right here, man. That you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here, resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, it's that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here to spark up your home and get you right back going. Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them bag bitches pedal for them Porsches. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dope. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooking baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like the renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid bitches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite. Blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they like get strike, they see pimpin' shining bright. But they action is life without bitch, one strike you out. Oh, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga. See that's the difference nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lane. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock the doors. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loops and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route.
Y'all already know, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain.
For a scar bitch.
Hit that like button.
You niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless. Empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me. I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit. And when I pop it so hard. I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hold on. Can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, come on, pimpin' man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Yeah. And to you hoes, if you ever took a lost bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach the paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin' nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches nigga.
Y'all already know, man. When you step into a pimp's domain, wipe your feet off at the door, you know. You might have accidentally stepped into some sucker shit, some bullshit, some lame shit, just the wrong kind of shit, man. Don't track the mud up into a pimp's domain. You know, wipe your feet off at the door. Hit that like button when you step up in here, you dig? Let me get my shit right. Yeah, but y'all already know, man. Welcome, as always. We're going to get to the first order of business. Got to put some love in our body. You dig? Purify this game one time. Stay sucker free all the time. Yeah, man. It's a crazy time to be alive and a beautiful time to be alive all at the same time, man. But really, any time is a beautiful time to be alive as long as you're breathing. Shit could change in your favor. Cheers to the gang. Blessings to everybody in attendance and your loved ones as well. This shit crazy, man. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to want shit out of life. I'm grateful for the fact that I have ambition. I'm grateful for the fact that I actually want shit in life. That I want to be better. That I wake up every day wanting to be better today than I was yesterday. This shit is so crazy, man. Hold up. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to want shit in life. Because it's a lot of people that don't want shit in life. And when you don't want shit in life, it reflects throughout other aspects of your life. It just shows in the way that you speak, the way that you look, the way that you present yourself, the way that you express yourself. When you don't want shit out of life, your decision making ain't as on point. You make a lot of worse decisions when you don't want shit in life. So it's a beautiful thing to want something in life, man. It's a beautiful thing to have ambition. A big part of having ambition is having a purpose bigger than yourself. As I say all the time, when you want to be a blessing to other people, that oftentimes intensifies your ambition. I know it does mine. The fact that I want to be a blessing to other people intensifies my ambition that much more. If all I wanted to do was be a blessing to myself, my ambition probably wouldn't be that big, because it's only so much I can do for myself. It's only so much, I'm only one person. So naturally, when you want to be a blessing to more people, that entails more power. It entails you giving more of yourself when you want to be a blessing to other people. So naturally, your ambition is going to be bigger when it has to do with you giving more of yourself. So it's just a beautiful thing to want shit in life, man. And what's crazy? Some of the people with the greatest potential to have the most in life want the least. They are just satisfied with not having shit, not being shit, not doing shit. And it's all because they really just don't want nothing in life. It's so simple, man. Like, for instance, if you want a job and you going on a job interview, right? You gonna do everything in your power to present yourself at your best. You gonna wear the right clothes. If you're a woman, you're gonna have your face together, whether it's your eyebrows or your makeup or whatever the case may be. You're gonna have your hair right. You're going to have a nice professional outfit on. If you're a guy, you're going to shave. You're going to be well groomed. And you're going to have a nice outfit on too. Right? This is for a job interview, and the job might not even be the best paying job in the world. But if you want that job, you're going to present yourself at your best. Right? If you don't really care whether or not you get the job, you might show up and look in any kind of way. But at the same time, you're going to have some sort of concept of the expectations at this interview with whoever it is potentially hiring you, right? You're not going to show up to the job in a robe. You're not going to show up to the job with a bonnet on. You're not going to show up to the job with some furry flip-flops on, right? This could be a job at McDonald's, which we all know McDonald's don't really even pay that much. But if you showing up to a job interview at McDonald's, even whether or not you really want that job, you want it to some extent because you're showing up to the interview. But if you don't really care if you get the job or not, you probably gonna have, like a half-ass effort towards your appearance. You might show up to the interview a little late, like a minute or two late, which, is equivalent to a lifetime being late. If you're 1 second late, you're late. So you're already shooting yourself in the foot there. But if you want, if again, like I said, having a higher purpose, if you want this job because you want to be a blessing to other people, you want to handle your responsibilities, you might have kids or family members or whatever the case that you're looking out for that depend on you, you're going to show up on time to the job, and you're going to dress your best, you're going to look your best. Your decision making is going to be better if you want that, right? And see, this really applies to anything that you want. For a guy, if you want a girl, like say it's Friday night and you get ready to go out and do your thing, and you finna be hollering at females. You know what I mean? You gon' do everything to put your best foot forward. You gonna freshen up. You ain't finna just, if you've been working all day, you ain't finna just, go out Friday night, be funky. You know what I mean? Your hair fucked up, your face need to be shaved. You know what I mean? Dirty ass work clothes on, depending on what type of job you do. You're not gonna go out hollering at females like that. If you want to get some action from females, right? You're gonna put your best foot forward. It's the same thing with the pimping. When the pimping get ready to go campaign, man, especially if you in places like Miami, Vegas, LA, downtown Chicago, places like this, San Francisco. If you get ready to go out campaign, man, you gonna put it together. You gonna make sure that you a spectacle, man. You something to see. At least that's how the pimping do, right? The pimping gonna make sure that he's something to see. And that's all because he wants to knock a hoe. He wants the attention of a hoe. He wants to catch her eye. He want to make her eyeballs move in his direction. So once he got her attention, he could shoot his shot and potentially have her. But hey, man, we got certain individuals in the game, right? Hey, man, every pimp got that one partner who really don't want shit out of life, and he ain't really got no ambition when it comes to the game, and he might be in a depression or whatever the case may be, and you try to cheer him up, you try to get him back into the spirit of pimping, like, come on, P, it's Friday, man, we finna go campaign, man, we finna go get some hoes' faces around this motherfucker, man, come on, man, get it together. Motherfucker got a do-rag on because his hair is fucked up. He need a haircut, and you know, he could get a haircut, but he just ain't even got up to go get one because he don't really care whether or not he got a haircut. You know what I mean? Motherfucker just throw on like whatever type of clothes. He got some suits in the closet, or he got some nice clothes in the closet, but he don't even feel like putting that shit on. He don't feel like ironing it, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. He just throw on some simple ass shit, you know. He might have shaved 2 days ago. He need to shave right now, but he like, man, fuck it, I'm just finna go like this. You know what I mean? I've had cats around me like that, unfortunately, you know what I mean? But I think everybody who done really pimped, you done had a partner like that, man. You know? And that's the case when a motherfucker really don't want shit out the game. And then if you do knock a bitch with that presentation, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be a bitch like yourself that don't want shit out the game. Don't want shit out of life, you know, ain't even thinking about being her best, ain't thinking about what she could potentially make happen in the game. None of that. You dig? She just ain't got no ambition, you know. So a motherfucker that step outside like that, he gonna 9 times out of 10 knock a bitch like that. You dig? But when you a pimp, you should want the best hoe out there. So if you want to knock the best hoe out there tonight, you gonna be the best pimp that you can be tonight. You know, you gonna do your best to reciprocate that energy. You know, you don't step outside looking any kind of way and expect to knock the best bitch. You know, it just don't work like that. So if this applies to a square who's going on a job interview, or a square dude that's going out to holler at females, or a pimp that's getting ready to go campaign, you know, you're going to do your best to look your best so you can have the best outcome. Hey, it shouldn't be no different for a hoe, man. It shouldn't be no different for a hoe. You know, it's a beautiful thing when a hoe got some pimping in her life. I'm not talking about a dude that you just giving your money to. It's a beautiful thing when a hoe got some pimping in her life. You know, because, again, like I talked about yesterday, you know, pimping is going to instill value in a hoe. And when you instilling value in a hoe, like I said before, it's going to boost her self-esteem. It's going to boost her confidence. And, you know, it's going to make, she's already 9 times out of 10 going to come with some sort of ambition. She going to want certain things out of life. But when pimping is instilling value in her, and, you know, everything is increasing, she's going to see her ability to make more happen. She's going to recognize her power that much more. She's going to become more powerful. And once she understands that she's more powerful, her ambition is going to be bigger. You know, see, a lot of bitches, they just want a Chanel bag or a Louis bag, some red bottoms, some Gucci flip-flops. You know, a lot of bitches don't really want a whole lot of shit out the game. So, and then those things, they don't really take much to have, because you can get lucky one night and make enough money to have something like that. It don't take really a lot of consistency to you know, have some material shit. It don't take a lot of consistency in the game to have some designer flip-flops or designer bag or some designer heels. You know, it don't take a whole lot of consistency to make shit like that happen. That's something that can come from one good night. One good night, you could go buy you a Louis bag. One good night, you could go buy you some heels, you know, that you probably ain't gonna even really wear like that. You just want to wear them so you could post some pictures and videos on the gram. You know, so things that don't really take consistency, your ambition ain't gonna really be real big as a hoe. You know? And then if along with that, the extent of your ambition is having enough weed to make it through the day or having enough Hennessy to make it through the day, that don't take much. Having enough money to pay for your Boost mobile phone or enough money to pay for your days in room, that don't take much. You know, a bitch could go catch a date, pay for her room, get an eighth of weed and a pint of Hennessy, and then she ain't got to do nothing else for the rest of the day. Because she's already met her desires. You know, she's already, you know, her ambition don't go no further than that. So what her goal was for the day, she made that happen. You know, but like I say, it's a beautiful thing when a hoe got some ambition. It's a beautiful thing when a hoe got some pimping in her life that's going to get her to recognize her value, increase her value, which in turn is going to increase her ambition because she recognizes her power. Like I said, she understands that she's capable of more, so she's going to want more. See, if you if all you want is like simple shit, you know, you're not really gonna recognize your power. And if you don't recognize your power, you ain't gonna really want much. If you don't even have a concept of what am I capable of? What can I make happen? What is my ability? If you don't really think about shit like that, you're not gonna really want shit. You know? The ambition and, you know, you thinking about your power and what you're capable of, they go hand in hand. So, like I said, when a hoe got some ambition and she understands her value, she understands her power, her ability, and she wants shit out of life, she's not gonna be satisfied. She don't even want Hennessy. She don't even want a pint of Hennessy. She don't even, like, she's thinking so much further and so much bigger than paying for a motel room. You know, she's thinking so much bigger than, you know, a lace front and some eyelashes and getting some long ass nails like this that she gonna break in 2 days, and she back at the nail shop getting her nails done again. You know, she's thinking about more than what she like. She understands that she can break a trick for big money. So she ain't necessarily just thinking about what she like. She thinking about what the trick gonna like. See, bitches get them 5-inch nails because that's what they like. You know? And then, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they be irresponsible. They gonna break, you know, 6 of the motherfuckers within a 48-hour period after getting them done, and they gonna be right back at the nail shop having to get the motherfuckers done all over again. So, you know, bitches get them long, stupid ass nails because that's what they like, not what the trick like. They get them long ass eyelashes that look like this because that's what they like. That's not what the trick like. They wear them furry ass flip-flops or designer flip-flops, expensive flip-flops, any kind of flip-flops because that's what they like. That's not what the trick like. You know? They not at all thinking about, you know, the different calibers of tricks, and not even the different calibers of tricks. Not only that, but the mindset that you put a trick in. Because, see, it could be $1 million trick that will break you the fuck off. But if you present yourself as a $50 bitch, then you're going to get a $50 outcome from that $1 million trick. If he even entertains you. Because 9 times out of 10, he ain't even going to entertain you. But You have instances where you might have a trick with some thousands on him. And he might have it in his mind that, he's willing to get these thousands to the right hoe. But again, if a bitch present herself as a $50 bitch, then she gonna have a $50 outcome. If she ain't presenting nothing really that the trick like, except for the fact that she's a female, the outcome ain't gonna be that great. Again, back to the job interview concept. If you going on a job interview, you gonna want to be your best. If you plan on having a career as a square, that career might be a nurse, it might be an attorney, it might be a real estate agent, whatever the case it is, right? You're gonna want to do everything in your power to be the best at that you can. So one thing you definitely ain't gonna do is have a bunch of tattoos all over your face, right? Because you want to be the best at that. You want to be a professional about that. So, it's the same thing with this game. Hey, when a lot of people in the game, if they ever learn how to take they hoeing as seriously as squares take their job, it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer. If you learn how to take your hoeing as seriously as that Walmart greeter, it's sad that Walmart greeter who don't even make a whole lot, that motherfucker that say, welcome to Walmart, they take their job more seriously than hoes who stand to make thousands of dollars every day if they just take their craft seriously. But when you don't want shit, you just don't care. And then, just as well as when it comes to getting money, right? When you don't want shit and you don't care, you'll choose any kind of nigga. See, this one gonna cut, right? This gonna cut. A lot of motherfuckers that hurt a lot of bitches' feelings, and a lot of bitches, they gonna be in denial about this shit, but it's the truth, man. Hey, listen, it's 175 of y'all in here, but only 124 of y'all don't wipe your feet off at the door, man. Wipe that sucker dust off. Wipe that lame dust off. Don't track that mud up in here, you know what I mean? Go back out the chat. Go back to the door. Hit that like button. Step back in the chat and resume with this game, you dig? And purify yourself with this love one time. Listen, man. Bitches choose any kind of nigga, right? They criteria don't even really, it doesn't really consist of much. Most of these bitches, they don't really have no standards for what kind of dude they want to fuck with, right? So, just like they'll fuck with any kind of trick, you know what I mean, for the low, for the 50 to 60, the 70 to 80 and all that old type of shit, right? They'll fuck with any type of dude because they don't want shit. See, when a hoe wants shit out of life, when she got some type of ambition and she has a desire to be better, she has a desire to master the art of breaking on a trick, she's gonna understand that she can't just fuck with any kind of dude, because any kind of dude could potentially hold her back from bringing her ambition to life. Any old kind of nigga, a dumb nigga, a nigga who barely know how to read, you know what I mean? A nigga who is mastered by drugs and alcohol and sex and social media and gambling and all this old type of shit, a nigga who don't, he don't really care about barely himself, let alone anybody else, a nigga that's just irresponsible, a hoe with some ambition, she's not gonna fuck with nobody like that because, you know, she understands that that's gonna be like a stumbling block for her, right? But it don't matter how attractive he may be, it don't matter how big of a dream he might be trying to sell her, you know, she not buying it because she gotta see something. She gotta see something real. She gotta see something beyond the surface that's real. This is a hoe in the game with some ambition, right? But a hoe in a game who don't have really no ambition, who, like I said, after she get enough money to pay for the hotel, the eighth of weed, and the pint of Hennessy, she done, because she satisfied, she done reached her desires. A bitch like that'll fuck with anybody who can make her feel good. Whether it's sexually or, you know what I mean, he's supplying whatever drugs she like, or he's just providing room and board and transportation. You know, that's really what a lot of these bitches, that's really all they care about. Feeling good. And as long as a motherfucker can make them feel good, he can be the lamest nigga in the world. He can be the dumbest nigga in the world. He can be the biggest sucker in the world. It don't matter. As long as he can make the bitch feel good, that's really what the majority of these bitches care about, right? Like I say, when you stand for less, you fall for more. So if you stand for less out of life and you fall for choosing up with a lame ass, sucker ass, nothing ass nigga that know how to make you feel good, you can't be mad. Y'all know, man, y'all on social media, y'all, hey, anybody in the game, whether it's hoes or pimps or whatever, y'all see these bitches complaining about a new nigga every week. These niggas ain't shit. This square ass nigga, he over there laid up with that square bitch. This nigga, he talking about his bottom, but that's his girlfriend. This nigga, he said he had this and he said he had that, but the nigga ain't got shit. That was his homeboy shit that he was flexing with on Instagram. Like, these bitches, they complain about a new nigga every week. They complain about a new nigga every week, and they just do not understand the hamster wheel that they own. Like, bitch, you on a vicious hamster wheel that ain't gonna go nowhere. This is what you doing. And when a different nigga jump in the hamster wheel with you, as long as he make you feel good, you gonna fuck with him. That's all bitches care about, is feeling good. Bitches who don't want shit in the game. Bitches who don't want shit out of life. That's all they care about, is feeling good. So they'll choose any old kind of nigga. So what you need to do is figure out some sort of way to want more out of life. Think about what's important to you. Like, snap out of that bullshit. Get your head out of that cloud. Like, really think about what's important to you. Think about when you die. Think about if you only had 24 hours to live. Right now. Think about if you only had 24 hours to live right now. What you gonna do? What's most important to you? 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna care about that motel room. You ain't gonna care about that lame nigga that you fucking with that don't do nothing for you but make you feel good. Like, if you only had 24 hours, if you knew that in 24 hours your life was gonna end, what you gonna do? How would you want to be remembered? You want to be remembered as that bitch that's always borrowing money from the next hoe to pay for her room or get some weed or some shit like that. Like, you want to be remembered as that bitch that's always struggling, that's always a burden to somebody? Like, think about that. Think about people that's been important to you when they passed away, people that you really loved and had appreciation for. Think about how you remember them. Think about what was most important to them when they was on their deathbed. If you only got 24 hours to live, you're not going to be thinking about the notifications on this motherfucker. This shit, you might throw it out the window. If you know that you only got 24 hours to live, you're not going to care about this motherfucker. You're not going to care about the gossip people saying about you, the haters or whatever the case may be, the drama. You're not going to care about none of that shit. Anybody with some sense, if they knew that their life was going to end in 24 hours, they're going to want to be around the people that they love. Just think about it, like, it might not have been 24 hours, but if you ever had a loved one that knew they was going to die soon, and they was in the hospital or a nursing home or whatever the case may be, like, them type of people want to talk to their loved ones. They want to be around their loved ones. You know, my uncle, man, I remember when he was on his deathbed, when he had cancer, man, like, he wasn't thinking about no drama, he was thinking about what was important to him, his family. He wanted to be around us, the people that he loved. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with other people I know that knew they was gonna die soon. You know, so if you begin, because that's the end, if you begin with the end in mind, your decision making gonna be totally different. Your value system gonna be totally different. Shit that's important to you, you know, you're gonna make that more urgent. See, like the saying goes, man, a lot of you bitches in the game right now, you major in minor things. You know, a lot of bitches, you know, they make a lot of unimportant shit urgent. See, the important things should be more urgent to you. You know, the unimportant things shouldn't be so urgent. If you pay attention to successful people, they don't make unimportant things urgent. You know, like, I gotta have this right now. I gotta do this right now. I gotta stop what I'm doing and make this happen right now. A lot of you bitches shut down if you don't have no weed right now. Life stops until you can smoke some weed. The weed controls you. It's crazy. Like, that's how you know this weed is different nowadays, man, because motherfuckers always been smoking weed and motherfuckers liked weed, but, you know, the motherfuckers who smoke weed now, especially the bitches, they more like crackheads than ever. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be real crackheads about this weed. But, you know, that's something that's not very important, but you'll make that the most urgent thing in your life. You will shut down. Some bitches, this phone is the most urgent thing in their life, and it's also the most unimportant thing in their life. You know? But, like I said, the important things should be more urgent to you. You know? And when you make more important things that you value for real, because see, some bitches, man, they just so caught up in that hamster wheel, they don't even have a concept of what's important to them. A lot of these bitches, it's sad. But if you ask them what's important to them, they gonna say, I don't know. You know, they not gonna say like, you know, people, you know, in their right mind, most people gonna be like, my family, that's important to me. You know? My loved ones, that's what's important to me. You know, or my health. My health is important to me. You know, my mental health, that's important to me. Most of these bitches, when you ask them what's important to them, they are going to say, I don't know. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous individual to be around. You know? Right, addictive personalities. You know what I mean? See, when all you care about is feeling good, all you care about is being comfortable and being with some lame ass, irresponsible, nothing ass, no value having, you know what I mean, liability ass nigga when that just knows how to make you feel good. You know what I mean? He gonna jump up and down in you just the way you like it. He gonna put his mouth on you just the way you like it. He gonna give you them drugs that you like, endless supply, you know, and you can lay up at his crib all you want. You ain't gotta do shit. You know what I mean? Like, when that's all you care about is feeling good. You know, you just don't care about shit, and you can't even think about what's important to you. That's why, like I said, man, like I'm not just speaking hypothetically. I'm speaking from experience. You know what I mean? I done come across a lot of young females in the game, and I'll ask what's important to them. You can't even have like a grown-up intellectual conversation with these bitches. They'll get frustrated with you. You know what I mean? You'll say some shit like complex. And they be like, stop using them big words. Ugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, bitch, you think complex is a big word? You know, shit is sad. You know what I mean? And that's the cold part about it. You know, feeling good is the most important thing to these bitches. And their life revolves around them feeling good. That's what their whole life is about. Everything that they do, everything that they say, everything on their mind has to do with them feeling good, and that's it. But that's not even big. That's not even no big shit. I mean, it's important. It's important to feel good. It really is. But there's a difference between fulfillment and sensation. See, a lot of the bitches in the game right now, they sensationalists. They want some sort of sensation to make them feel good. They want sex to make them feel good. They want alcohol to make them feel good. They want weed to make them feel good. Coke, pills. They want all of that type of shit to make them feel good, right? Those are different sensations. See, it's a totally different thing when you feel good from fulfillment. You know, when you have a purpose to fulfill and you actively fulfilling that on a daily basis. That's a different type of feel good. And that feel good isn't as fleeting as the feel good from a sensation. See, that sensation is going to make you feel good for a second, and then it's over with, and you got to chase that sensation again. You know what I mean? You got to chase it again and again and again. But that fulfillment, that's a feel good that lasts. That fulfillment lasts. You know, like when I know that I could be a blessing to somebody, if I do something for somebody and you know it was helpful to them, And they be like, man, thank you, Freeze, man. I really needed that, man. That's fulfillment. That shit lasts. It don't just go away real quick, you know? And if more hoes in the game understood that, you know, they would be better off. And I understand the sensationalism. It makes sense because, as I've said before, a lot of hoes, they've gone through trauma in their childhood and they going through trauma right now. So they want to do anything they can to escape the trauma. So, you know, those sensations give them some sort of escape from the trauma, but they don't understand how temporary those sensations is. They don't understand how temporary that escape is, you know? Because if you don't deal with the trauma, when you done with that escape, that trauma gonna be right there. Like, yeah, man, when you done getting high, I'll be right here to torment your motherfucking ass and make your life a living hell still. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you done gambling, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be right here to make you feel bad, you know what I mean, about something. Even if you win, I'm gonna still be right here to torment your motherfucking ass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go have your sex. That I know that shit feel good, you know what I mean? But after you bust your nut, guess who gonna be right here continuing to make your life miserable? Yeah, me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You don't want to deal with me, and I'm glad you don't want to deal with me. You know, because I'm gonna be right here to torment your motherfucking ass and make you go through more trauma. Yeah, I'm gonna be right here. That's how trauma works, you know? You gotta face that shit. And it's sad that, like I said, you got a lot of young people, you got a lot of young girls who went through some sort of trauma in their childhood and they didn't have nobody in their life to show them how to deal with that shit. So they start off young chasing different sensations to help them forget about the trauma. But what they don't understand is if you're going to be in this game, that's what the pimping is for. The pimping is going to help you deal with that trauma. The pimping is going to help you turn that trauma from a weakness into a strength. Yeah. The pimping is going to help you turn that trauma into fuel. Fuel for what? Your ambition. Yeah. That pimping is going to help you become powerful for that. Yeah, because it's a reason why you still here. A lot of motherfuckers who went through the same trauma as you, they not here right now. Some of them done overdosed on drugs. Some of them done, you know, did something, put themselves in a fucked up position to which, you know, resulted in they demise. Some people just killed themselves because they couldn't deal with the trauma no more. But you are still here. Why are you still here? You're not still here to keep running from the trauma, running the drugs, running the sex, running to this, running to that, you know what I mean, running the alcohol. You're not here to keep running from the trauma. You here to overcome the trauma. You're not here to just be a survivor. You're here to be a conqueror. Conquer the shit. You know what I mean? Don't keep running from the trauma and surviving it. Survival ain't shit. Conquer that shit. Don't let that shit master you and dictate you and keep you down here. You know? Once you conquer that shit, then you're going to start to look at things totally differently. You know, you're going to start to look at like what's important to you, like I said. Then you'll be able to understand. Then when somebody asks you what's important to you, you'll say some shit like, because that's what's crazy. You got bitches in the game with kids, with children. Then if you ask them what's important to them, they going to say, I don't know. Like, damn, bitch, your child ain't the first thing to come to mind when somebody asks you what's important to you? Seriously? That's how you know something is wrong. Yeah, you got to face that trauma so you could want more out of life, more out the game, and you can give more of yourself to have more. Because like I said, that's the cold part about it. It's some of the chicks with the greatest potential that want the least out of life. And I ain't talking about just the game. You know what I mean? I talk about the game because that's my point of reference. You know, that's what's relative to me. But this shit really applies to a lot of motherfuckers, whether they in the game or not. You know, it's a lot of motherfuckers dealing with trauma. And it ain't just hoes. It's a lot of men too. It's a lot of guys out there that's dealing with certain trauma. And they doing the same thing. Chasing bitches, chasing alcohol, chasing pills, chasing powder, chasing everything, and they don't understand why they chasing them things. That trauma is right there chasing them. You know what I mean? But like I said, you here for a reason. You here for a reason. Deal with that shit. It is not going to kill you to face that shit and deal with it. It's going to make you great though. And that's going to make you feel good. That's where you're going to get some fulfillment from. You're going to feel fulfilled. And that feel good is going to last with you. Really for the rest of your life. Once you conquer that trauma that you're dealing with, that shit that you scared to face, once you face that shit and deal with it and get it behind you and make it a thing of the past and like I said, transform it from a weakness to a strength, that's fulfillment. Yeah. I can't leave the food out neither because you got motherfuckers that run to that for sensation. Some people's sensation is food. You know? And they constantly eating that shit or soda, you know what I mean? Or juice with a whole bunch of sugar in it, you know, or candy and all that type of shit. You know, you got motherfuckers that run to that because they scared to face their trauma. Seriously. But don't nothing make you feel better than overcoming some shit. And then, like I said, you know, being a blessing to others, man. You know, like some people don't even understand they potential, how powerful they could be. You know, some people really just don't understand, man. If you could just get out of your own way, if you can get over yourself and beyond yourself and see something bigger than yourself, you can move mountains. You know? It's 270 of y'all in here right now, but only 198 of y'all done wiped your feet off at a pimp's door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Come on, man. Wipe your feet off at the door, man. You dig? Brother Bill, as always, good looking with the $2 holler, you dig? Thank the Most High for another day of this game. Yes, indeed, man. Like I said, man, I do that when I get up in the morning, man. Terrence Mason, good looking with the $3 holler, you dig? But yeah, man, hey, and you know, that's the sad part about it. You know, when you don't want shit in life, it reflects in everything. When you don't want shit in life, it reflects in your thoughts, it reflects in your decision making, it reflects in your conversation, it reflects in your appearance. You know, and like I said, a lot of times those types of individuals, their whole life revolves around them chasing a sensation to feel good. And they just want to feel good so they can escape some trauma temporarily. You know what I mean? Hey, but guess what though? You ain't got to escape it if you kill it. You ain't got to escape it if you know how to transform it from a weakness to a strength. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Like, hopefully nobody has to go through that. But I got some cousins, man, that have survived cancer. I got some family that passed from cancer too, but I got some cousins, man, that have survived cancer. Can you imagine how that feel? Can you imagine how that makes somebody feel if they survive cancer, if they beat cancer? Can you imagine how somebody's ambition go through the roof when they go through that and make it? Man. At that point, you probably feel like, man, there ain't shit I can't do. You probably just looking for new challenges in life just to conquer some shit. You know what I mean? Like, man, I beat cancer. Like, oh, getting in shape, that ain't shit. I beat cancer, man. You know what I mean? Stop eating this and stop eating that. Psst. Stop drinking, stop smoking. Psst. Easy. I beat cancer, man. I can beat that shit. That shit ain't nothing. Easy. You know what I mean? Like, on that same token, you have individuals that have conquered their trauma. And just imagine how they feel after they did that. They went through some fucked up shit in their childhood, and for the longest time didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know how to conquer it, didn't know how to overcome it, didn't know how to get on top of that shit, like, you know what I mean? And then they figured it out and they did it. Just imagine how they feel. At that point, you don't need no substances. See, I can't sit here in front and act like, in my childhood, I went through some real traumatic shit, because I didn't. I was blessed. And I'm not bragging or anything like that. I'm just saying I was blessed. It was by no fault of my own. It was by no doing of my own. I was just blessed, but in my adult life, I definitely done been through some traumatic ass shit, and a lot of it had to do with, poor decision making. Of course, being young and ignorant. But, fortunately, I had my pops as an example, who I seen overcome certain traumas of his. And I probably didn't even really understand it at the time when he was going through it, and when he was doing it, when he was overcoming it. You know what I mean? Because my pops and my moms, really both of them. My mom's definitely done been through some fucked up shit in her childhood. Pops too. They both have been through some fucked up shit in both of their childhoods, right? So, it's a trip because their testimonies is kind of similar, not as far as the trauma. Their trauma was different, right? But as far as like the things that they got into, the sensations that they chased, both of them was real heavy into alcohol, both my parents. And they was never together throughout my whole life. My parents ain't never been together since before I was born. So, but they both was heavy into alcohol though. They both was always in my life. They just wasn't never together. But they both was heavy into alcohol. You know what I mean? And of course, at the time when you a kid, you don't really understand shit like that. You don't have the rationale to make sense of, why they run to this alcohol. You know what I mean? But both of them, man, both my parents was heavy into the alcohol. I don't like to use that term alcoholic, but throughout my whole life, as far back as I can remember, my mother was heavy into alcohol and my father was heavy into alcohol as far back as my mind goes. Both of them, right? And now neither one of them drinks. Both of them, like my pops. Yeah, I think my pops, he stopped drinking like 20 years ago. My mom's probably a little bit longer ago than that. You know what I mean? 20 something years ago. You dig? But Um, I say that to say, when I was real young, I watched them medicate their trauma like that, you know what I mean? Bandage up their trauma with the alcohol. I seen them deal with it like that. And then I seen both of them get to a point where now they don't fuck with it. Now they don't need it. You know what I mean? So, so, fortunately for me, when I went through the traumas that I went through, I didn't let it conquer me. I didn't let it, beat me down. You dig? And I wasn't as heavy into the alcohol as either one of my parents, but I had my moments. I had my moments where, what I mean, I fuck with the alcohol and shit like that. But, that's why it's so in me to overcome sensations. You know what I mean? It's so in me to not be dictated by shit like that, because I'm more into fulfillment than sensations. They both make you feel good, but like I said, the sensation is fleeting. That fulfillment, that's gonna last with you, and I'm just, again, so blessed. Like I said, it's not by any, doing of my own. I'm just blessed to have that been put in me, to be more into fulfillment than sensation. And it's crazy, man, because you got a lot of motherfucking pimps in the game that's older than me, been in the game longer than me, and they still sensationalists right now. You know what I mean? And haven't reached the point of being into fulfillment as opposed to sensation. You know what I mean? So again, it's going to be difficult for somebody like that to pimp accordingly. When you dealing with shit of your own and you're not dealing with it the right way. But like I said, for a hoe in the game, hey, that's how you going to conquer that trauma. That's how you going to conquer that trauma. You know what I mean? And I can't leave social media out, because just like I said, you got a lot of bitches in the game that run to alcohol, they run to weed, they run to all kind of different drugs. Some people run to food. You know what I mean? Damn near everybody running to social media right now. Because that's one of the biggest sensations. And it's one of the most perpetual sensations it's fleeting, but it's always available. It ain't like the Hennessy bottle where it got a bottom to it. That Hennessy bottle only go right here. And once this shit is over with, you got to go get some more Hennessy. You know what I mean? And that might come with certain, difficulties, like the liquor store might be closed, or, you know what I mean, you might not have transportation to get over there, get some Hennessy right now, or you might not have the money to go get some Hennessy right now. Same thing with weed. The blunt is only so long. Once you reach the end of that motherfucker and it's gone, you got to get up and go get some more weed, and something might be in your way of making that happen, just like with the Hennessy, right? Same thing with food. Food, once you finish that shit, you're going to have to go get some more of it. The place that you like might be closed, but social media, hey, that shit always there. You know what I mean? Social media is always available to you to, deal with your trauma, to chase that sensation, to feel good. You know what I mean? That dopamine that all that other shit give you, yeah, that's cool, but you might run out of that shit, but you ain't gonna never run out of social media. You know what I mean? Hey, Instagram is one of the coldest dope mans out there, man. You know what I mean? Facebook is a cold dope man. You know what I mean? Hey, them motherfuckers gonna give you everything you want, as much of it as you want, and you ain't gotta pay for nothing. You know what I mean? That's a cold dope man. You know what I mean? Hey, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Hey, man, TikTok probably the coldest dope man of them all right now. You know what I mean? TikTok, man. Shit. You know, TikTok is a vicious motherfucker. You know, TikTok gonna keep a motherfucker high. TikTok is gonna make it hard for you to escape the high. You know what I mean? That motherfucker is always there on deck with the dope. All you gotta do is this. You know what I mean? As much as you want to keep getting high, as long as you can do this, you can stay high off TikTok. You know what I mean? As long as you can do this, TikTok gonna keep you high. You know what I mean? And you ain't got to pay for nothing. You ain't got to go to a liquor store. You ain't got to go to a dispensary. You ain't got to go to a restaurant. You ain't got to go to none of that shit. You know what I mean? TikTok right here, and it's going to keep you high. You know what I mean? But guess what, though? That trauma's still going to be there. That trauma's still going to be there. And guess what? Also, while you stay getting high, life is passing your motherfucking ass by. While you stay doing this, grass is growing under your motherfucking feet. While you stay doing this, you know what I mean? Kids is growing up. They going to junior high school, middle school, high school, college. They learn how to drive. They starting families, all type of shit while you doing this. You know what I mean? You just missing out. All kind of motherfuckers is making money. All kind of motherfuckers is getting rich. You know what I mean? All kind of motherfuckers is being successful and fulfilling, you know what I mean, their purpose in life. And you not doing shit but this. Because you won't deal with that trauma. You won't face that trauma. You won't figure out how to conquer that shit and turn that shit from a weakness into a strength. So you could do all the amazing shit that you was meant to do, man. You know? But you got to want more out of life. And want more out of life got a lot to do with that. Getting away from them sensations, man. Sinful to P, as always, good looking with the $100 holla. Glory to God for blessing us with another day to hear this game. Good looking. Israel Yah, also good looking with the $100 holla. Glory to the game, peace and blessings. Appreciate you. Yeah, but we gonna go ahead and chop this game for a few more minutes before we get up out of here. You know, I see the likes in the viewers is at the same number right now. That's crazy. 261. Okay, the viewers have went to 262. But if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button, man. And you got to keep some of this love shit in your body. But yeah, you should want more out of life. One thing that's going to help you want more out of life, like I said, dealing with that trauma. And that dealing with that trauma is going to turn you from a sensationalist, somebody chasing sensations to feel good, to somebody chasing fulfillment to feel good, which the fulfillment lasts so much longer than that sensation, right? And something that a lot of y'all might have to do to get away from that sensation is just go somewhere different. You know what I mean? Hey, my uncle stay in Texas, right? And he stay way in the middle of nowhere. It ain't no internet out there. It ain't no phone service. It ain't none of that shit out there. You know what I mean? It ain't shit. The nearest neighbor is like half a mile down the street, you know? And sometimes I like going out there because it just takes me away from everything. And it just allows me to clear my mind and get my thoughts together, man. And like I said, realize what's important to me, you know? Because it's real easy to get wrapped up in what you're doing and you just constantly going. But just like with a car, you know, or anything else, sometimes you got to stop and and do maintenance on yourself. You know, so some of y'all, that might have to be what it is that'll help you out to get off that hamster wheel, and to get away from, you know, being like having your life revolve around you chasing sensations and feeling good. Get away. Go somewhere, man. Hey, that shit is going to be right there when you get back if you want it. But what you might discover is if you get away and get your mind right, you ain't even going to want that shit no more. You ain't going to want to be chasing Hennessy and chasing apes of weed and chasing, you know what I mean, lame niggas with good sex and all that type of shit. You know, you probably going to be tired of that shit. You know, you probably tired of it right now, but you just don't know how to get out of it. You don't know how to, you know, get yourself out that vicious cycle. Step away. Get around some different people. This going to help you want more out of life. Right now, you probably know that you should want more out of life, but don't even know why you don't want more out of life. I'm telling you why you don't want more out of life. Because you just so wrapped up in being a sensationalist to, you know, put a Band-Aid on the bullet wound of your trauma instead of dealing with the wound. Yeah, you supposed to be wanting more out of life. Because like I said, in my mind, the game ain't never been so good. The game ain't never been as good as it is right now. The ability to make money and you know, so many other things that I ain't gonna talk about on here, you know what I mean, just for so many reasons, man. The game is very good right now. And at the same time that the game is very good, once again, as I said before, motherfuckers ain't never wanted the least like they do right now. There's so many people in the game right now that just don't want shit. They don't even have a concept of wanting better, wanting more for themselves, because all they care about is feeling good from a sensation. You dig? But want more out of life, man. And if you got to get away to, you know what I mean, overcome that trauma and open up your mind to some bigger and better shit, then hey, make that sacrifice. It ain't gonna kill you. You dig? But Pimp gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up right now, man. Hey, if you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now before you get up out of here. Let me go ahead and take a sip of love on the way out. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you for wiping your feet off at the door. I appreciate you for commenting, sharing. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate you for the super chats, the cash apps. I appreciate you for your support in every which way that you come with it, man. Y'all already know, man, we're going to keep this shit rocking. Yeah. Blessings to y'all, man. Y'all be easy. And if you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Freeze is it. I'll holler.